George McCrae's Sporting Battalion. A monument to the Royal Scots was considered in the aftermath of the war, but the cost was considerably too high and nothing came of it. Finally, in 2023, an association, the Great War Memorial Committee, approached Hearts Football Club with a view to commemorating the players and the two battalions in general. A year later, with a great deal of aid from home and in France, their plans came to fruition. The cairn is constructed from a racier stone carried from Scotland and erected on site by Scottish craftsmen. It was unveiled on the 7th of November 2004 by Sir George's grandson, George McCrae, at Cairn Hall in the presence of Scottish and local officials, with Major General Mark Studrick, Colonel of the Royal Scots, giving the address. A sealed lead tin capsule lies in the heart of the cairn. It contains, among other elements, a list of the Royal Scots dead, a copy of Lieutenant Colonel McCrae's diary by Jack Alexander, and a Princess Mary tobacco tin full of soil from the Colonel McCrae's Edinburgh grave. Hearts were to lose 7 players during the time in the battalions. And I was telling you about the little village of St. Pierre Division. Well, we're actually going to go through it here now. During the attack on the 1st of July 1916, and this caused major casualties to the 11th Battalion of the South Antrim Royal Irish Rifles and the 13th Battalion, County Down of the Royal Irish Rifles. So that was we drive through as we head towards the Hearts Memorial. Drive past Ulster Tower, see forward to the right hand side. Our final passing by Mill Road Cemetery up to the left hand side, and the Connick Cemetery on our right. As we go into Sunken Lane, where the troops from the 36th Ulster Division, before the attack on the 1st of July, came out and waited for the attack. As we pass by the killing fields of the 32nd Division on our right hand side, an uphill attack which wiped out battalions from the 32nd Division. as we pass through the village for the last time of Tifal. They paid the ultimate sacrifice, and this is their role of honour. Private James Speedy of the 7th Cameronian Highlanders, killed in action on the 25th of September 1915, commemorated on the Leyton Memorial.
Corporal Thomas Tracy, 16th Royal Scots, died in service 23rd of October 1915. Grave P107. He's obviously made a home door there. Glasgow Creighton Cemetery.
Sergeant Duncan Curry, 16th Royal Scots, killed in action on the 1st of July 1916, commemorated on the Tifal Memorial.
Private Ernest Ellis, 16th Royal Scots, killed in action 1st of July 1916, commemorated on the Tifal Memorial.
Private Henry Wassey, 16th Royal Scots, killed in action on the 1st of July 1916, commemorated on Tifal Memorial.
Lance Corporal James Boyd, 16th Royal Scots, killed in action 3rd of August 1916, commemorated on the Tifal Memorial.
Sergeant John Allen, 9th Royal Scots, killed in action on the 22nd of April 1917, commemorated on the Arras Memorial. So this battalion, as we said, was formed as a football battalion and a sporting battalion. It is the McCrae Memorial. And again, what we tried to do was to bring to life some of the casualties. 7 players that lost their lives from one football team. Thanks very much, guys.
They shall grow not old, as we that are left grow old. Age shall not weary them, nor the years condemn. At the going down of the sun, and in the morning, we will remember them.
So guys, thanks very much. If there's anybody who wants photographs. The first football, which was to become more commonly known as the Footballers Battalion. Initially, only the floor of the small town hall was made available for the meeting on Tuesday the 15th of December 1914. However, so many people attended that the doors of the main hall were opened to let in the large crowd. Sitting at the far end of the hall stage was the following: Justin Hicks, MP, Chairman, Mr. Norris, the Mayor of Fulham, the Right Honourable Hayes Fisher, the President of Fulham FC, Lord Kincaid, President of the Footballers Association, Colonel Grantham, Captain Wifton, Captain Wales Holland, who was from Clapton Orient Football Club, were among the ones that was sitting there. The hall was packed to the hilt and the atmosphere was electric. The chairman opened the proceedings with an accent speech, which was then followed by passionate and patriotic declarations. Just about spitting that out. Among with words of encouragement from several others that sat on the stage, all met by a massive round of applause. And due to the excitement and at the appropriate time, laughter, which we just had there. There was of course moments of intense seriousness when the reason for convening the meeting in the first place was underlined and what potential consequences would be to volunteer to join up and serve in the army in war. Following the completion of the speeches, it then became time for those who wished to join to come forward and onto the stage, including the first group to sign up into the 17th Middlesex was Fred Spider Parker, the wing half and captain of Clapton Orient Football Club. Frank Buckley of Bradford City. Spider was soon followed by 9 of his Orient teammates, including keeper Jimmy Hugo and an ace striker Richard McFadden. Croydon Common also responded well with 6 players and Brighton with a further 3. However, despite the huge number in attendance, 35 signed the dotted line. Further recruiting meetings were held around the country with a view to establishing the Footballers Battalion. In the meantime, Clapton Orient's chairman, Captain Henry Wells Holland, wasted little time in encouraging his staff to join those players that had signed up at Fulham Town Hall. Due to his military background, having served in the TA, it has always been held Holland's intentions right from the start of the war to form a platoon made entirely of Orient's footballers, Clapton Orient. And now he had the opportunity to put his plan into action. Wales Holland was aided by the experience and influential midfielder Robert Del Mendo, who had previously played for Hearts, a club that has also joined up in large numbers. Between them, they encouraged the meeting members at the Clapton Orient squad and officials to do their bit. The O's were the first English football club to join up en masse, with a total of 41 players, staff and supporters joining up to serve king and country. Meanwhile, whilst the plans for military involvement was being put in place, Clapton Orient, along with the rest of the football family, carried on until the end of the 1914-1915 season, with the O's last game being at home to Leicester on the 24th of April 1915 in front of a packed house of over 20,000 spectators. Not only did Leyton Orient win the game 2-0, but straight after the match, 10 players who had joined up in the recruiting meeting at Fulham Town Hall got into uniform and probably still sweating from their time on the football field, and they marched about the pitch with other members of the Footballers Battalion in a farewell parade before going off to do their training in camp for their preparation for their time in France. Richard McFadden, the 17th Middlesex, established himself in northern France with the rest of the British Army, with plans for a major offensive to break through the German line that stretched from the North Sea right to the Swiss border. The Battle of the Somme was more than an estimate for 1 million casualties, and the Battle of Passchendaele was an estimate casualty figure of 600,000. The Footballers Battalion were to be heavily involved in the Battle of the Somme, which commenced, as we all know, at 0730 hours on the 1st of July 1916. Like so many other units, they were to suffer heavy casualties during the battle. The Clapton Orient contingent, like their comrades from other clubs, were really in the thick of the battle. Although they were not involved in the opening weeks or so, they saw heavy action during the fighting in Deville Wood, which was known as Devil's Wood. The O's were to lose 3 players during the Battle of the Somme. Private William Jonas, a fine central forward who was killed in Devil's Wood, Private George Scott, a man mountain of a defender who died of wounds in a German hospital in Le Chateau. And finally, ace-goal scorer Richard McFadden, who was mortally wounded near Sear. McFadden was a hero, both in civil life as well as during his military service. Before the war, it was known that he had saved a man from a burning building, and whilst in training along the River Lee, near the Ouse, drowned in East London, he saved a young boy who was drowning by jumping in to rescue him. His life-saving exploits continued in northern France, and he would go on out into no man's land and rescue wounded comrades. McFadden was awarded the military medal for his bravery and was in line for a commission as a warrant officer before he lost his life. William Jonas was the David Beckham at the time, a skillful centre forward who linked up well with his best friend Richard McFadden. Jonas received a large number of letters from female supporters at the O's, up to 50 a week, and things got so bad he had to put a letter in the Clapton Orient programme to say that whilst he was flattered by the attention shown towards him by the ladies of Clapton, could the letters please stop, as he was a happily married man. McFadden witnessed the death of his pal and sent the following letter back to Orient, giving his eyewitness account. I, Richard McFadden, sadly report the death of my friend and O's colleague William Jonas on the morning of the 27th of July 1916, aged 26. Both Willie and I were trapped in the trench near the front in the Somme. Willie turned to me and said, "Goodbye, Mac. Best of luck. Special love to my sweetheart Mary Jane, and best regards to the lads at Orient." Before I could reply to him, he was up and over. No sooner had he jumped out of the trench, my best friend of nearly 25 years was killed before my eyes. Words cannot express my feeling at this time. Yours, Company Sergeant Major Richard McFadden. Stop on our journey of remembrance, and as it says on the memorial, it's remembering the gratitude and pride and great honour of the players, staff and supporters of Clapton Orient Football Club who served with the 17th Battalion, the Middlesex Regiment, known as the Footballers Battalion. Clapton Orient were the first league club to enlist en masse to serve King and Country during the Great War. Many sustained wounds, and 3 of the club players made the ultimate sacrifice during the Battle of the Somme. They were Private William Jonas, Private George Scott, Company Sergeant Major Richard McFadden, military medal recipient. I ask for 1 minute's silence in memory of the Clapton Orient Band, staff and supporters who played the ultimate sacrifice.
They shall grow not old, as we that are left grow old. Age shall not weary them, nor the years condemn. At the going down of the sun, and in the morning, we will remember them.
We will remember them.
So guys, that's us now, finished.
See those boots? They were a replica of what Avon played in when we were young.
Yeah, Memorial on the Western Front, and that is Clapton Orient, Linfield and Hearts for the McCrae Memorial Association. So what a fitting tribute that we have here for them. We were invited as part of the Linfield committee to come along when they were doing their pilgrimage, and the Middlesex band, believe it or not, are bugles. The first time I've heard a bugle band. They're absolutely outstanding, and what it's led to is a great relationship between Leyton Orient and Linfield, so much so that in September there's going to be a youth football tournament called the Somme Memorial.
I get that.
Yeah, well, 100%. And then what's going to happen on the 13th of July this year, Hearts are going to play Leyton Orient in a memorial match for the Great War, and we're hoping that at some stage Linfield will be brought into that as well, and we're hoping that next year what we'll also have there is Hearts youth football team there, because at the minute it's going to be a team from France, which is from Albert. Do you remember when we were up in Belgium and past the wee football ground? That's called West Hook. They're going to be there, and you're going to get Hearts, and you're going to get, sorry, not Hearts, Leyton Orient and Linfield. So it's going to be a wee football tournament. So that was the waste of a wee bit of time there because we're in the round. So, you've still what we're winning. Also, we've enjoyed your company, and thanks very much.
Thank you.
So anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I've been given this task of handing this certificate. This certificate was actually designed by Philip. He never designed another one. Gentlemen, two gentlemen alone in this band. That's on behalf of Phil and 40,000 up in Ulster there.
Well, I just want to thank you both for it's been an amazing few days. Like everyone here, a lot of these guys, it's the first time out here, and a few have been saying the ones that've been here before, it's been the best trip they've been on, you know. So just thanks very much for making the past few days possible, and lots of new experiences and seeing sights people would maybe never seen if they weren't on the trip. So thank you very much. So I think a round of applause for the two guys. White giving you a wee t-shirt to wear, so just a wee presentation, the phrase that we keepsake to remember the Kilcluney Volunteers. So.
Half the word, let's celebrate rather
Small, just small, that would do me a small.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to say thank you very much. See, to be honest with you, it was going to be awesome for one anyway. But before we go, mine is RTX, blah blah, large. Those they couldn't get enough axes.
Leave one off. So. There's just another couple of wee thank yous just when we're here. We just wanted to do them now. So, obviously all the band members and lodge members and guests as well have came along, putting it on white shoes, but there's another few people here as well. So first the video crew and camera, thanks very much for coming along and doing your part. So just a great commitment.
Speech, Richard, come on, you can't say that.
Even thanks will do.
And you're going to have to swap now because Wes and Lana, right? He's want to come up as well because I know Richard's been on a few with Michelle, but I think this is Wes and Amanda's first one, so I think we're all looking forward to seeing the videos and the photos, so we should have some great footage out of this all, so thanks very much. And then
Well, I'm not very good at speeches. But I would like to thank the Kilcluney Volunteers for the last 12 years since John joined the band. And I'd like to thank especially one member. Everybody knows him as Devil, Derek Williams. If it wasn't for Devil, John wouldn't be in the band. Because John was just a young boy in the street with his own clothes. And Devil asked him, "Will you read it?" And John said yes. That's 12 years later. And to me, I've had a fantastic 12 years now with John since William was born and the band too. So thank you very much, Devil, and thank you very much.
Speak of the devil. We couldn't have done this.
the church too.
It's great coming over here. We flew over, but we couldn't have done it without the team coming over beforehand. And thanks very much to the devil and to Dean for jumping in as well and helping out there at the last minute. So we couldn't have done it without you. So. And you're going to get up at 3 AM, I believe, to pack the bus, so thank you very much.
I think I will have to add something to this just because me and Dad will go back quite late, and despite of all the things that he's done on that. Even as recently as last night, I find him to be one of a true bandsman and somebody that really goes out there and wants to promote both the band's scene, but he's been particularly someone that's been a great promoter and someone who's been a great influencer within our own band, and I've heard that even recently. So we owe him a great debt of gratitude, and that goes without saying. I personally know that, and that's why it's a great honour. I know it's a small token of appreciation. These don't come cheap. I've
seen the invoice he's handed the treasure.
I'm not even going to that, but I'd like to call Davil Ford a great friend, and Dean too. Sorry, we only one, but Dean will only get his if he goes to the next trip and is a band member.
No, I'm not one for talking, so I'm not saying too much. Listen, folks, what this band means to myself is it's incredible. All you guys and ladies and all, the ladies, best there is in the road, 100%. I know he's a wee bit disappointed the way they worked out to the man gate, but listen, these were fantastic. So be proud of yourselves. I can't put in words how I feel about this band. You know, from the day I walked into it, this man here, it just feels like I was just be a Markethill man, that's been honest with you. But and to do this trip with my son, I know Tommy should have been here, but it didn't work out. But to do it with my son is incredible. Yeah. And the big man there, where is he? Big Murph. I couldn't have done right, you big man. Honest. You know when I've been in bands 40 years, and that was the most nervous thing I've ever done. And I knew that man brought me through it. Just the way he done the beats and all, I knew to watch him and I knew when to come in, and that man done it for me. So thank you, mate.
He's at the back. He's at the back. So, before we go, can we get one last group photograph?